Hello and welcome, YouTube friends. Today is Saturday, the 2nd of September, and it's, I don't know, I guess noon-ish. It's a lovely late summer, early autumn day. Still a lot of tourists here, I see. I did not anticipate that. Those of you who've been following my channel for a while might know that I usually don't speak, but I've been thinking about it for a while, if I wanted to try it out. But I guess I haven't gotten around to it until now. So I'm gonna give it a try. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll have tons to say, maybe I won't. But I'll try it out. You feel free to let me know in the comments whether or not you prefer silence, or if you think it's a good idea to speak, maybe just once in a while. Please feel free to let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, and please, of course, hit the like button and the subscribe. I would really appreciate it. But anyways, where are we going today? We're starting out in Nyhavn, as it's called in Danish. I guess the direct translation would be New Harbor. It's a harbor or channel, if you will, that was built in the 17th century by Swedish war prisoners of war, actually. The Danes back then wanted a channel or a harbor, an inlet to connect the ocean with the city center. So what else do you use prisoners of war for, right? Yeah, like I said, built in the 17th century. Right now it's more of a, as you can see with all the people, it's more of a touristy area now. Bars, restaurants, that sort of thing. And actually, one of the houses on my left, I'll see if I can get a good shot of it in a moment. Give me a second. Hang on. Let me go to the other side to see if I can get a better shot. I think it might, I'm not actually completely sure, but I think it might be the Pink House over there, where back in the day, Danish author Hans Christian Andersen used to live for quite a few years, actually, maybe even 20 years or something. Yeah, like I said, I think it's the Pink House. It might be the yellow, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Does it say on the sign it? I don't think so. Anyways, one of those pretty houses over there. Hans Christian Andersen used to live there for quite a few years, back when he was alive. Is it just because I'm Danish that I take for granted that everybody knows who Hans Christian Andersen is? If you know him or would like to know who he is or was, please let me know down in the comments. He was actually a really fantastic writer. Wrote a lot of, I guess you would call them children's fairy tales. Apart from the fact that they were quite cleverly written, so there were a lot of I don't know what you want to call it, messages or whatever you want to call it. So reading them as an adult would definitely give them a deeper meaning than when you read them as a child. So highly recommendable. But let me know down in the comments if you know him or not, or if you would like some recommendations to some of his work. think I've read. I was about to say I've read most of it. I probably haven't, but I've read a good deal of it. Let's see. I think we want to go up on the bridge. Yeah. So where are we going today? We might catch a glimpse over here. The big building out there is the Danish Opera House. I thought we might want to take a walk out there. It's not a long walk, but we have to cross these bridges first. It's a new, I'll get to it when we get there, but it's a new part of town being built out there. I'll get back to it later. Alright, let's head up to the bridge. It's funny to hear when you walk around these touristy areas that to see if you can identify any of the languages people speak. There are a few here and there I recognize, but not all of them. What about you guys? Traveling wise? Do any of you travel, or do you do your quote-unquote traveling through YouTube? If you've been anywhere or dream about going anywhere, for anything you always dreamt of seeing, feel free to share your thoughts and your travel dreams down in the comments. Maybe somebody shares them. Maybe somebody's been there. Maybe someone lives there. So it would be kind of cool to have a shared dream list or a conversation about people all over the world. So yeah, let me know in the comments, where have you been, where would you like to go, and so on. See if we can get a shot of the boat bus. I can't see anything because of the sun. Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. But we have boat buses in Copenhagen because of all of the canals. I know this is directly into the sun, so you probably won't see anything, but let me try anyways. Yeah, it's always exciting to see when you get back home to start editing what you actually got on camera. Sometimes you think you've gotten a really great shot and yeah, it's almost unwatchable, but luckily sometimes the other way around as well.
Wow,
It's like a small street food market or whatever you want to call it here. I know some of the places, but not all of them. There's still not many people here. I guess it's a bit too early for lunch perhaps. But I guess in half an hour maybe, it'll be chock full of people. Or you can get poke bowls and gyros, tacos and stuff like that. Let's get out of this. The food smell is making me really hungry. I haven't had lunch yet, so I think I'll escape the temptation. Escape the temptation. I'm always tempted about food. I love food. I love eating good food. Oh, I thought we could get this way around. I was wrong. Okay, we'll have to turn around. I wanted to show you guys who are food interested. We can get the end of the building here. Back in the day when there's a Danish restaurant that's quite famous called Noma. It's not located here anymore, but it used to be. Their first location was here. So if there are any foodies amongst you, I just wanted to show you. But as I say, alas, we can't get around to the other side of the building. Yeah, well, that'll be a trip for another day. Let's head towards the Opera House. And for those of you who have followed my channel, you will probably have noticed that we love our bicycles in Copenhagen. So you always need to put signs up and stuff if you don't want people to park their bikes, because there are bikes everywhere. Sadly, not much bike parking discipline here, but you know, there are so many bikes. But I think Copenhagen has the right size, I think, to travel, well, to get around on a bicycle. I don't know how many people live in Copenhagen, 1.2, 3, 4-ish million or something. So it's not a huge city. It's big enough to have interesting things going on, but it's still small enough to be convenient to get around in. So you can, if you live relatively central, if you have a bicycle and you know the town, you can get around to anything within 20 minutes or something, 30 maybe. Usually a lot faster than if you're driving a car. It can be a bit dangerous though sometimes, especially in the tourist season, because a lot of tourists think it's great to ride bikes because they don't do it back home, but they sometimes forget that they're driving their bikes here in traffic, not leisurely. So they can be a bit dangerous sometimes. You need to keep an eye out for them. Over here on my left, they're building a new, I don't know what you want to call it, mini neighborhood, new part of town. I think the buildings look pretty cool with all the windows and the, yeah, I don't know any English word for architecture, but you see when the wall kind of leans in towards the top, all the windows on there, I think it looks pretty cool. Anybody watching who knows anything about architecture, please correct me and please let me know what you think down in the comments. It won't be a discussion I will be able to get involved with much, though. I know absolutely nothing about architecture, or at least very, very little. I think, I don't remember the years, but if you see the building here, let me just watch for bikes. It continues down here. I think this small island we're walking on right now, what's in here? It's called Arsenal Island, and I think it's because this is where they used back in the day, used to keep all the arsenal cannons and stuff like that, like you see over here. Let me just take a picture of this for the old Instagram. Here you go. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure about the details, but I'm quite sure this used to be military area, and I think back in the day this is where they kept all the stuff that goes boom. Because all these channels were built, like I said earlier on, to connect the inner part of Copenhagen with the sea quicker. Also, you could get to the sea quicker, is what I'm trying to say. It used to be actually not that many years ago, it used to be a somewhat dilapidated area. There used to be a lot of industry out here, but most of it closed down during the 80s, 90s. So it's just been derelict for many years, but luckily maybe, I don't know, a handful of years, maybe even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, people started moving stuff out here. The opera house we're going to see in a bit, but also further out. I'll take a walk out there actually later today for another video. They've built bars, street food markets, and there's a lot of room for outdoor concerts. We have a metal festival here every year that's held out there. So they're starting to make good use of the area instead of just leaving it dilapidated. Yeah. Oh, this, by the way, is an awesome bakery. Like I said, I'm a food nerd. The guy who opened the bakery a few years back used to work as a chef at the Noma restaurant I was telling you about earlier on. If none of you are foodies, then I sincerely apologize for all my raving about food. I'll try to keep it at a minimum. It's like a houseboat or something, I think. It must be not very private to live in, I think, but it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nyhavn organizzato da Sigmund e si hanno chiamato fuori. Avevo io very like
I really like that they, even though they're building a new neighborhood out here, that they don't tear down all the buildings. I mean, I guess a few were in so badly shaped that they had to take it down. But I like that the ones who were good enough to keep standing still are. It's pretty cool. It gives, I don't know, some ambiance, some atmosphere or something to the neighborhood, so it's not just sterile and new. I like that. Oh no, have they? Oh man, have they boarded it up out there too? Oh man, okay, let's see if we can get out there at all. I don't know what they're doing. Let's go find out. I think this is a bar on a ship, if you're into that sort of thing. Might make you seasick quicker, or it might not make you seasick at all. I've never been very good with, I mean, I love being near the sea, again, because of the food mainly, but I've never been much of a sailor actually. Hang on, I think actually this is, don't know if I can get a shot of it, hang on. Out here, you see a white ship with like a yellow chimney, or whatever it's called in ship language. I think that's the royal ship actually. Might be wrong, but it looks like it from here. Getting old, I can't see anything anymore, but I think it's the one. That'll be a trip for another day. Let's see if we can get a bit closer to the opera house. I don't know what they're doing out here. What kind of construction? It kind of ruins what I had in mind for you guys, but anyways, such is life. I guess, you know, it'll be fine. I would like to see if we can get to the front of the building by the water. I'll try to go this way. Let's take a chance. Let's take a chance. I don't know, maybe they're building extra parking space or something. I don't know. This is actually the beginning of my personal favorite season. I'm not a big fan of heat, so those couple of weeks, which should start now-ish, where late summer turns to autumn, that's my sweet spot. I love that season. Colors change, smells change, it gets a bit cooler. I love that. Alright, let's see why. I think I'll try to go to the other side because again, our friend the sun is messing up my shot. Oh, here also they kept an old building of, I don't know, an old granary or blacksmith or something like that. If you're ever in Copenhagen, I also recommend going out on these. Let me see if I can get in a shot. These canal tours. It's quite fun if it's not raining. Which it's Denmark, so it rains. Not all the time, but regularly. All right, shade. There has, since the opera house was built, if I remember correctly, it was built in 2004 or 5-ish. Maybe built in 4 and opened in 5. It was insanely expensive. In dollars, American dollars, it might have been around, I don't know, 350 to 400 million. And it was designed by an architect, Danish architect named Henning Larsen. Again, I don't know very much about architecture, so I can't, be a wise guy and a smart guy and say, yeah, he also designed this and that, because sadly I don't know. But if you do know, if you know anything about it, if you know anything about him or anything about maybe the opera house or just architecture in general, feel free to share it in the comments. I'll try if I can get a better shot if I give me a second here. I don't want to fall in the water. I think that's the best we can manage today, actually, because everything is sealed off somehow, or for some reason. But if you're watching my videos in general, I have a couple of walks from the other side of the bank, over by the big church, where I've walked, the other side of the bank, and tried to get a couple of good shots of the opera house from there. So you will actually see it better in those videos. If I remember, I'll post a link in the comment section. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna round this one off for now and continue my walk, but for another video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and please, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Should I keep quiet? Do you want me to speak? Maybe just even not every time, but once in a while. Let me know what you think. And again, please, I think 90-something% of you guys who watches my videos unsubscribe, so please do me a favor. I'd really appreciate it if you would both like and subscribe. But anyway, have a brilliant day, you guys.